guys, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Ann and this is the Health Hub. You can look at it as tips, right? Basically how to bounce back should you find yourself in a broke situation or position. Okay, you end up rock bottom, sir or ma'am. This is how you pick yourself up. But this is just, something to show you that there's a lot of ways in which you can pull yourself from a financial gutter, or a way in which you can improve your finances. I have come across broke doctors or doctors not in good financial standing because of their doing. In majority of the cases, it was either maybe that person was drinking a lot, so alcoholism was the thing that I saw. I actually know two doctors who actually drink a lot, who would, in terms of finances, sometimes a lot of like addiction can put you in that place. Could be addiction to gambling, addiction to whatever. So let's say you end up in that situation, right? So I'm gonna just give examples of things that you can do to pull yourself out of it. Okay, whenever I have these topics, you find people coming from my neck. Like, yo, you can still have fun and still, chow your money and still do irresponsible things. This do you, man. Like, things are different now. I will never advise someone to blow their cash or like make an irresponsible decision, especially earlier on in their career, because of instability. Like now, it's not like when we started, how we automatically got permanent posts after finishing, ComServes and things like that. Now it's rough. It is rough. First of all, the salary is not bad at all. It's not bad. Let's be honest. So you don't have a reason to end up broke because of the amount of money that you're getting paid, if we are being honest. Unless you end up doing irresponsible things, or unless you end up, trying to attain a certain lifestyle that is not within your means. So if you don't live according to what you can afford, or you try to satisfy people, or you try to please people, you end up broke. Handle it well, it can go a long way. Number 2 is government funded housing. So if you find yourself in a situation in life where you are struggling, basically the one thing you could do is find a hospital that has housing, or DQs, basically, because that would take the stress off you having to pay rent. Yeah, well, so obviously you can find out while you're applying at the respective HR school to find out, do they have housing or do they not have housing. So those are things that's why doctors don't even look bad. Like, you're not paying rent, you're having all the money to yourself. That's why some people will be tempted to buy like expensive fast cars, because there's a lot of ways in which bills are cut, especially if it's in rural hospitals. There's things like extra overtime. So basically, rural hospitals or hospitals with doctors housing, they can actually make you look good and improve your financial standing should you find yourself in a situation where you have to pick yourself up and revive your finances. Number 3 is locums. Guys, like, need I say more? Like, the nice thing about our career is the fact that we can locum in order to supplement our income. So what is locuming? Locuming is basically, how do I put it, side gigs or side hustles. So there's different types of locums that one can do in order to make money. You can stand in for a GP at a GP practice. So some doctors will want to go on holidays and they have a practice of their own. In that instance, they will need someone to like maybe help them out. In that case, that is where you go in, or that is where you enter. It could be that you are locuming and you don't have an actual job, or while you're still looking for a job, or you can locum with your actual job, like while you have your full-time job at your own given time. That is, it has to be after hours, ne? Also legality of locums, I have to talk about that. So you also cannot locum as an intern doctor because you are not an independent practitioner. You can only locum from the level of ComServe. Otherwise, it's illegal. It's illegal. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can sort of have a side hustle. If you see, hey, I'm low on income, you can literally make yourself available. Like, especially with talking to a couple of doctors, say, okay, I'm free from this time to that time. Do you want me to assist you in theater? That's also a different type of locum. It's not only GP locums that are there. You can locum at a hospital. You locum as an assistant, a surgical assistant. You can locum maybe to help out the doctor, the obs and gynae doctor during C-sections. So that's a nice thing about locums that you can do. You can also earn yourself a bit of money, especially if you've like messed up in your life. You can literally pick yourself up by getting a couple of locums from the local doctors, so that you actually are able to make a couple of bucks to fix your financial standing, or just make a couple of bucks to up your lifestyle. And then number 4 is basically GPing. So let's say you don't find a job. Unemployment can affect a lot of doctors, and you end up having to lose your car, especially like what I was talking about, that try not to accumulate a lot of like debt or debit orders, especially as an intern. and ComServe, so that if you don't find a job as an MO, you at least have a bit of money saved up. Because if you blow all your money and you don't get an MO post, you can end up broke and depressed. And this happens to a lot of people, There's a lot of people who still don't have jobs to date. So basically, if you've saved up during your first 3 years, internship and ComServe, 2 years of internship, 1 year ComServe, then at least you are able to mobilize funds to at least start your own GP practice. Even without a job, you can still open up your own business and still make money just as much or even more than you would in public. Okay, then number 5 is teaching. I mean, should all else go south, let's say you even lose your license or something happens, you could still do something. Like, you could still pick yourself up. You could still use your degree for something. You could still do something, especially if you don't have a criminal record. Underline criminal record. You could still teach. You could teach physics in high school. You could do by maybe getting a PGCE for a year, which is basically you do it for a year, where part of it is practical training on how to actually go about teaching. And this is done if you actually have a professional, if you have a degree, be it BSc, anything, any degree that you have. If you find yourself not having a job, you can get a PGCE and then get a PGCE for 1 year, and then you go teach, because there are a lot of vacancies in teaching. There'll always be schools, there'll always be kids, like, go teach me physics or maths or like biology or something. So not all is lost. Like, it's almost like, that's what I'm saying, whether you have your license, whether you don't, whether you finish internship, whether you don't, because I know there's people who will sometimes drop out of internship because it's rough, and it's rough, and you don't get your license to sort of practice if you don't complete the 2 years of internship and 1 year of ComServe. So in that case, literally, you could also still use your degree without a license for things like, you could do public health, go do a diploma in public health and apply for public health jobs, especially in NGOs, because all you need is just that MBCHB and maybe a diploma or masters, in public health. And to get those masters, you just need your bachelor, your MBCHB, and you don't need to have had a license or have completed internship or ComServe. So you see how it's like virtually impossible. Like, whether you self-sabotage, you can still pick yourself up from the ground. Whether you do the worst thing, you could still, like, there's still an opportunity for you to actually pick yourself up and make a difference. And I hope you found this as helpful information. I will catch you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.